Welcome back. Today we're discussing the Dunning-Kruger effect. But first, let's talk about what's in the background. Marvel Rivals, this is some really old gameplay, not mine. But I've been incel maxing very hard, playing during the middle of the day when I should be more productive. But we're having fun, and I've been killing it, either MVP or SVP. I think like 8 out of 9 games. I've since kind of chilled out because I don't know. I don't like to go all out every game. It just doesn't work for my style, or maybe I'm not good enough. Who knows? Whatever. But I'm trying to raise that rank. But I've been looking at Overwatch because it has dug itself out of its grave in the last few months. When Rivals came out, it was pretty dead, and it's since kind of redone so many things when Rivals is just doing the same thing over and over and just kind of crushing people to spend more money on the game. And I've noticed that so much, and it's so hard to rank up, and they love smurfing on that game because it's people who spend the most amount of money. It's just kind of gross. So I think after the season, I'll probably move over to Overwatch. I'm going to be kind of thinking about it, but I don't know. I don't even game that much. We're also going to be live soon on Bum is live on twitch.tv. It'll be linked down below. But yeah, let me know what you think. Are you Overwatch fan, are you Rivals fan, or you think those are just for fat chuds? Let me know. I want to fat chud max a little bit. Also, I love talking these videos and all of my other videos. I think that's what gives it the personality, and it's kind of half the reason I do this. And so I got a comment the other day on a video I made, and it was like, "Why did we need your story in this? Lol." And it was very passive aggressive, and it was just like, we didn't need that. And it's like, if you don't need that, then take my topic idea, put it into ChatGPT, and just let it read that out to you, because you don't want personality, you don't want style. I get it if you think the story's dumb, or you think, oh, tangent was too long, get something like that. Why do we need your story? It really kind of made me a little bit butthurt. I don't want to be one of those YouTubers that's like, I'm gonna make it the way I want. I love criticism, but that was like a little stupid. And it was this cosplayer, which I already don't have the best opinion on. So y'all cosplayers gotta put y'all's boy in check. He's making y'all look bad. But seriously, the Dunning-Kruger effect, what is it? Is it cognitive bias in which people with low ability in a specific domain overestimate their knowledge or competence relative to the objective performance? Basically, people who bullshit the topic at hand. We've all had coworkers, classmates, friends, anybody where you talk about something and you'll be kind of open-minded, or you'll be saying what you know about it, and they're like, that's wrong, this is actually right, or this is this, or this is this. And they will just talk out of their ass. It's basically just lying, but for some reason this is more accepted because it's kind of under the whole fake it until you make it banner, but it's just kind of lying. And I've never respected lying. I've done it in my past. I used to have this issue where I didn't think I was good enough, so I'd make little white lies. Oh, how many push-ups did you do? I would say 12 when I did like 10 or 11. Just kind of throw it over the edge a little bit when it's just like, you just look like an idiot. Why don't you just do the extra one, or why don't you just tell the truth? You're not making yourself look any better. Be honest. And it's just kind of faking this life. And I did it growing up, and I was just so insecure. And I've since, moved past that. And I don't lie unless I really find it necessary. And I really never do. And so, yeah, I just think it's become such a gross subject to me. And switching from, college to the workforce, you kind of have to do it so much. You have to lie about your resume, you have to lie about this, you have to lie about this, as they call expanding upon the truth, or, twisting the truth. And everyone does it in this modern day and age because no one feels good enough. And then the people who do feel good enough are getting cheated by people who are just lying. So it's just this gross game. And you see it everywhere, whether it be from work to school to just everyday life. Is very strange and weird, and it's all a game of fake until you make it, which I love to a degree. It's fun sometimes, but it's also kind of lame and gross. And so yeah, I get why people would stretch the truth, or BS, because I mean, I've just dealt with it my whole life. People can be mean. It was a few months ago. I was at work, and I'd been doing the same thing for the same way for like over 6 months in a row, and nobody said anything. And I thought it was the right way. It wasn't. It was some simple little task, and I wasn't BSing it. I thought I was doing it the right way. And then I was doing it, and everyone was there, and no one was paying attention. Everyone was doing their own thing. And then this guy goes, "Why you do it like that? Nobody likes you doing it like that." Like, so loud in front of everybody. And then like laughs, like lets out like a tiny chuckle, like the haha, like a little annoying one. And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, nobody likes it like that. Why do you do it like that? And I'm like, what? He makes a scene over this little task. I'm saying this task that does not matter. And then my other coworker is like, oh, did no one ever tell you? I was like, yeah, no one ever told me. And he was pretty chill about it. And that other guy was just like laughing about it so weirdly. And he's like, you should have known. I should have known. And so this is why I say to keep your mind open and to ask questions about something you truly do not know, because you'd rather be the guy who is ahead, months into a job or months into a setting, because you asked questions than the guy who's, months in and doesn't know what he's doing and kind of having to BS every little assignment or every little, form of work because he wants to act like he's better than everybody. He thinks questions are dumb. He thinks it's stupid, or he's really deep down nervous. Like, that's usually why I don't ask questions. It's not because I don't want people to think I'm dumb. It's because I'm nervous. I guess, yeah, I just don't want to seem dumb or don't seem like I'm not paying attention. And yeah, people can be mean. I remember I would listen and learn, at this one job because I thought it was very important. We had people's lives at hands, and this guy just kind of BS'd and would rush through everything, and he was claimed to be the fastest and thought that was so cool, and consistently got yelled at by the boss for doing it too quick. And what's it called? He was just the most annoying guy. And I remember he was like, "Do you learn anything from watching and standing there?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was not happy with my answer. He was like, "No," and just walked off. And I was like, "Yeah, I do. I'm not being a lazy bum or rushing through my work." And so I think it's very important to watch, to listen, to learn, and to ask questions. And this is a very simple thing. We're taught this in middle school, we're taught this in elementary, we're taught this in probably kindergarten, pre-K. But the thing is that you should do this. You should be ready to learn. I'm changing my career path right now in a way, and I have certificates to do and I have things to learn, and I'm keeping my mind open. And I did a practice exam about something I thought I knew a little bit about, and God, I do not know nearly as much as I thought. And so I'm having to keep my mind open to grow and expand. And I'm expecting, 6 months from now, a year from now, 2 years from now, to be in such a better spot and have so much more education, so much more knowledge in my brain. And another thing is to try. I've kind of lacked on this in some areas of my schooling because I'm like, as long as I get the good grades, I'll be cool. And I will say a lot of my classes were a waste of time, and the teachers didn't care too much. Like, I can, say that, but I can't say some of my other classes the teachers did care, and I should have asked more questions, and I should have been more caring. So it is about keeping your mind open, trying to learn, taking notes, doing whatever you can to grow as a person, because you were giving so much in this life. We're in such a vast time of knowledge and expansion, and so much is at your fingertips that you should be asking questions. You should be, trying to figure stuff out. You should be researching. You should be doing stuff in your free time. And that is just so very important. So that is why I will keep my mind open and consistently ask questions and consistently try and be better and consistently want more. So yeah, the Dunning-Kruger effect is basically, don't be a cocky dumbass liar. And I agree by that statement. And my plan is to not be a cocky dumbass liar, but an open-minded, I don't know, I just want to grow and learn. So let me know what you think. Subscribe.